The first images that I associate with photography are in black and white. I grew up watching old movies with my parents at home. Watching movies was a big part of the time we spent together. In my childhood, I was raised on the classics. US movies like Modern Times, Casablanca, or Young Frankenstein, just to name a few. That was my first exposure to film, black and white film. Maybe those movies left a strong impression on me, because to this day, I am in love with the feeling, the look, the texture of black and white film. Now we have everything. Digital cameras capable of incredible imagery. Even digital cameras made specifically for black and white, but sorry, you can't change my mind here. The look and the grain that you get from black and white film is simply unmatched. I always have black and white film at home, and after trying several stocks, Filmapan, HP5, FP4, I finally found that the best compromise for me is Kentmere 400. This film stock is far from being perfect. At box speed is quite flat, however, it can be pushed to 1 or 2 stops, resulting in higher contrast while still keeping very sharp, fine details. Since I like to push my film, I develop everything with Ilfotec DDX, a developer that maintains a very fine grain when the film is pushed. So to celebrate my love for black and white film photography, I decided to shoot exclusively black and white for 1 week, documenting 3 different stories and bringing you along in this journey. Enjoy the video. Costco and the Japanese countryside.
Oh. Hey. Haha. Ha ha ha.
So we're here in the car talking about alpha male stuff like, steroids, bench pressing, Andrew Tate, and white supremacy. And we decided to start another vlog. So welcome back to your favorite family-friendly film photography channel. I was with my 2 dear companions of adventure, Julian and Luigi. Since Julian comes from the land of freedom, shotguns and GMO food, once in a while he goes to Costco. Luigi and I had never been there, so we thought it would be a good excuse to rent a car and take a 1-day trip to the Chiba Peninsula. And I'm going to shoot some nice tones here. Holy shit, it's pretty cool. After a 30-minute drive, we arrive at Costco, and what did we see right away? A shiny Mustang. Naturally, we took a chance to shoot as many photos as possible. Guys, we're in the States. Gas stations, a Mustang.
And a rice field.
Where's Jason? I got in Costco and I was in love with it, but I won't bore you for the next 5 minutes with footage of an Italian guy getting excited walking around Costco in Japan, but yeah, it was really cool. Before this morning I wasn't free, and now you're free. Oh my god, I'm so free now. This is the best day of my life. I want to move to the States, buy a gun. After buying enough supplies to get us through World War III, we went to the food court. A hot dog and a huge slice of pizza, and that we got all this shit for 540 yen, which is I was shooting with the Type of 35 1.4 and got this photo. Shot wide open, the subject is nicely separated from the background, and Kentmere pushed 1 stop performed incredibly well.
This is pure sugar. This is a good donut.
Holy shit, this is amazing. How can you live for so long in America? Unfortunately, we had to leave that amazing place and explore the rest of the peninsula. We took a tiny random road and found ourselves in the middle of the Japanese countryside. The calmness of the Japanese countryside is something I crave on my road trips. It reminds me of the northern plains of Italy, where I'm from. We just pulled the car on the road, and we are in this village in the middle of the Chiba Peninsula. These houses are just stunning. This is beautiful. The strong wind and the grey skies added a deep sense of remoteness to the mood. I really like how Ilfotec DDX processes grain when the film is pushed. You can get a very clean image, details are preserved, and you still get richer contrast. No, 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 stop. You have to stop doing those things. We kept driving towards the eastern coastline. After a while, we spotted a torii gate on the side of the road, meaning there was a temple nearby. I immediately parked and went to explore. No one was around, just the sound of wind and distant birds. After another 30 minutes, we reached the eastern side of Chiba. We parked and followed a dirt road that supposedly led to a remote beach. The view was stunning. Tall rock formations, at least 20 meters high, surrounding us. In front of us, the eternity of the ocean. I got two good photos here. This abandoned concrete structure now covered in vegetation, and then this one, a true banger, the boys in Hawaiian shirts. It was already 4 p.m. and we had a long drive ahead of us, so we started heading back. It was the end of that short day road trip at Costco. A business trip in Kyoto and Kobe. Good morning! It's Monday morning, 7:05 a.m. and this is the second day of shooting Kentmere 400 for a week. Today and tomorrow I'm gonna go to Kyoto and Kobe for my main job. So I won't have much time to film and document photography, of course, but from time to time, you know, I have this lightweight setup so I can snap a photo. After a busy weekend, I had an even busier week ahead. I don't usually mix my full-time job with my photography adventures, but this time I made an exception. I went to Shinagawa Station to catch the Shinkansen. I headed to the platform early. I love Japanese train stations. Even after 3 years of living here, taking the Shinkansen is still an incredible experience. My first stop was Kyoto. I have a bit of love and hate relationship with it. I love the calm residential areas, but I can't stand the touristy ones anymore. I had 20 minutes before the meeting, so I snapped a few photos of a quiet neighborhood. Here in Kyoto, I'm walking towards first meeting of the day, and of course, why not enjoy this 1 kilometer walk with some good photography. I really love walking around the quiet neighbors of Kyoto. This is the best part. Of course, there's lots of history, but I have a hard time to enjoy it because mass tourism is really a pain recently in Japan. So the rest of the day was packed of meetings in Osaka and Kobe. I didn't have time to vlog, but I grabbed some clips and photos along the way. I really like this shot from near Sannomiya station in Kobe. There's a nice contrast of layers, the taxi driver in the foreground, the skyscraper behind. It was a long day of meetings, trains, emails, and I still managed to take a few shots, so please appreciate the effort. I am so done. It's 5:30. I didn't stop for a second for the whole day. 3 meetings. I forgot how many trains, taxis. I'm done. I'm so done, man. So now I have one last train to go back to Kobe. I went back and forth between Kobe and Osaka. So one last train, I go to the hotel, I rest, and tomorrow morning I will take a walk around Kobe. So I'll see you tomorrow morning, guys. I'm done. The next morning I woke up around 6 a.m. and went for a walk around the station. Kobe is a bustling city with a historically important port. I walked along the train tracks. Like many other places in Japan, it felt frozen in time. The shops beneath the tracks looked like they were from the 70s. White-collar workers rushed past me to catch their trains, and I was just there, observing. For once, I felt like I was in one of the old movies I grew up watching. After 20 minutes, I reached Kobe's Chinatown. It wasn't the right time to visit. This area comes alive at night, but it was still interesting to see it in that quiet morning light. Then, unfortunately, my walk had to end. I had a full day ahead and no time for photography. It's the end of our second short adventure. Sunny Atami and ferry rides. Back in Tokyo, I found a package at my door. It was my 32nd birthday, and I decided to treat myself. I got myself a beautiful light lens lab 28mm 9-element. It's a modern tribute to the classic Leica lens, with a few improvements. And man, this lens with its hood is so fucking cool. I had another one-day trip with the boys, this time to Atami, a beautiful city a couple of hours south of Tokyo. Atami sits in the northern part of the Izu Peninsula, sometimes called the Monaco of Japan. That's a bit of a stretch, but yeah, it's a nice place. So I'm now trying the new setup, the light lens lab with Kentmere 400 push one stop. The beauty of black and white is its versatility. When we got to central Atami around 11 AM, the strong, harsh sunlight was perfect for pushed black and white film. It adds contrast and makes scenes more interesting than they would be in color. While walking around the pier, we found a ferry company offering round trips to a nearby island for a super cheap price. We didn't think it twice and jumped on the boat to Hatsushima. I love ferry rides, they're always such a vibe. I got some really good photos here, I especially like these two. The halation of Kentmere mixed with its rich blacks gave them a nostalgic feel that I love. We reached Hatsushima in about 40 minutes and took a walk literally around the island. This is a very small place. Beautiful village. People still living here, actually. Oh, is that a temple? Luigi, we found a temple. There's huge hawk tuas flying around here. No, but they're huge. That hawk was huge, like it was bigger than a plane. We passed through a quiet neighborhood and reached a rocky beach on the southern side. We're now on a trail outside the village. Actually, I don't know if you can call it a trail. It's just a nice path to this rocky coastline. And looks pretty cool. This is beautiful, huh? It's really nice.
Yeah, super quiet, super tranquil.
Super tranquil. Luigi's trying to kill himself. Are you trying to move the rock?
Punch it!
My god, a little monkey. Stay there! We're gonna take photos of you! Once again, we were standing in front of the immense ocean. What a beautiful day that was. We walked back to the pier and caught our ferry to Atami. The trip was nearly over. In Atami, we finished with a huge tonkatsu because of course it's not a proper adventure with friends unless you eat some fried junk food. Then we took the train back home. This was the end of a short, tranquil trip, and as always, I had a great time. And this is the end for today's video. I hope that you enjoyed these 3 short fun stories. I am planning to make more videos about black and white film photography. So yeah, if you have any questions, just write them in the comments. And while I was editing this video, this guy was announced. This is Kentmere 200, completing the lineup of Kentmere 100, 200, and 400. However, the Kentmere 200 seems quite a bit different from the other two, being quite punchy at box speed, so I'm very excited to try it, and I bought 10 rolls, so I am soon leaving for a road trip with the Kentmere. Anyway, I hope you liked this video, shoot more black and white film, and I will see you in the next one. Ciao!